Black Blues TV family, what's good with it? You already know what it is, man. It's me, myself, Fluence. Got Zen over here with us right now, man. We about to give you that goodness. Hopefully, you guys, it's Monday. It's going, terrific, great, whatever it may be. Positive vibes y'all way, man. How you feeling, young Zen? What you got to tell the people right now?
Hey man, it's a struggle out here, man. The only thing you can really try to do is protect that mental, baby.
That's it. That's it. And if anybody's challenging that shit, just make sure y'all have the same approach Will Smith did. All right, just slap this shit out of him. Don't let him say anything, but for real, salute to the people as always, man. We here. If y'all come up in here, either y'all coming up in here now, y'all coming up in here later, some rewatch value. Just hit that like button, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, be part of the family. You know what I'm saying? So you can catch all the new stuff that we putting out there. And as always, notification gang, get us in the algorithm with your comments, your opinions, all that good stuff. Look, when it comes to this family, we want to hear from y'all more so than y'all want to hear from us. So make sure y'all interactive and drop that shit in the comments, whether you like it, you love it, you hate it. You know what I'm saying? We're open to all opinions. You know what I'm saying? We not in our feelings, we not emotional. But then again, if we're all trying to take on the new Will Smith energy, be careful what you say. Now, for real, though, salute to the people. Hopefully, y'all enjoying your day as always. We're gonna get into this thing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep the same format as usual. We might drift here and there, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all see the title, man. Everybody talking about it. We got to talk about it too. Y'all gotta hear what we got to say, but still, we ain't gonna change nothing. I gotta know what's going on with Zen's day because it is Monday, so it's the start of the week. How you feeling, Zen? Out of 5, how's your Monday? Let the people know.
I'm not even gonna lie. My Monday, I don't want to say it was ass because I talked to 2 people. We had good conversations. But it was a down day for me, man. It was a down day. I was in my head a lot. You know what I'm saying? Still thinking about shit that happened to me in the weekend. Even though I know I gotta get over it, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, when you in your head, sometimes you just be like, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, people. But yeah, man, it was I didn't even get to the gym today. So that's why it really wasn't a good day. Because I mentally I didn't do what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's not an excuse to not do what I was supposed to do. So, but yeah, man. And then on top of that, I ended up trying to, get myself out of a rut. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch this Power. That shit put me more in a rut. I was like, man, I shouldn't watch this shit.
Yeah, I would have told you if you're trying to get out of rut to watch the new episode of Power, I'd be like, don't watch that shit, nigga. Either watch nigga, watch Superman, watch something else, but not because I'm like,
That
that's 3
Power
episodes in a
episode
row
had
that's not they Tommy over here slipping, bro.
I was hot for. I was like, man, this is just a terrible day. Then I was like, all right, I'm gonna take me a little nap. The nap made it worse. I was just like, so man, I ain't gonna lie. I've been having good Mondays, but I say today, man, I don't know, like a 2.3. It really wasn't a good day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it wasn't like just garbage, but it wasn't just it's just very disheartening because I just didn't go to the gym like I usually do. Like everything was just thrown off. And then just from there just spiraled into some, you know what I'm saying? Then I just been having weird dreams too. Like I don't even think I should be explaining my dreams. I have to tell you on the flip, boy, because they just be
Yo,
crazy. I'd be like,
yo.
why am I having these types of dreams? Like, I hope it's not foreshadowing nothing in the future, boy.
Yeah, it's either foreshadowing or you mad stressed out and the shit that you stressed out about you can't release it or talk about it, so it's being released. You know what I'm saying through your sleep.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm thinking. That would be my opinion. I don't know what type of scientific fact is behind that, but that's my speculation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it might be a 2.5 because you usually when we do these podcasts, I never eat before, so I'm about to probably just make me some good orange chicken and some good rice. So it probably be a 2.5 when it's all said and done.
That's a
What
Monday
about
for you
you,
though.
man?
That is a goddamn Monday. I'm not gonna cap. Like my Monday was regular as far as what I did. You know what I'm saying? It was no different than my usual Mondays. But because of my Sunday, I was telling you before we got on the thing, I had a whole mental breakdown Sunday. So me going into Monday, even with me doing the shit I'm supposed to do, still don't really feel right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just off. I'm off, man. I'm trying to get up out of this. I thought if I would have just kept, what I'm saying, positivity, keep, stay busy, keep on this, da 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 da. But sometimes you do find yourself when you are doing that, you know what I'm saying? You're avoiding necessarily dealing with certain shit. And I feel like Sunday, it came out of nowhere head on. It was like around 6 o'clock. I just had just a whole total breakdown. I was trying to motherfucking deal with that shit, trying to figure it out. Every time I thought I had control, I just did it. And so I just went into that night, man. I fell asleep like mad tense, mad anxious, so much shit on my mind. Like I felt it while I was asleep. Cause I'm like similar to what you were saying. I had some weird ass dreams, but in those dreams, like I felt myself tense and clenched. So I know for a fact I was grinding my teeth. I don't ever grind my teeth, but I was like grinding my teeth like crazy last night because like through the dreams and stuff and me having a breakdown and stuff like that, not necessarily being able to release it and talk about it, whatever. It was like it was being released, through my serotonin, whatever the fuck you want to call it, while I was asleep. So I was grinding my teeth, mad crazy and all that type of stuff. So I woke up this morning, nigga, the bottom of my teeth is hurting from that shit. I'm like, man, fuck. And then I'm not feeling, what I'm saying? My head was out of whack. I didn't want to go to work. I was at work, like, man, like just kind of like fuck everybody. I'm like, what I'm saying? I'm not fucking with none of this, da 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 da. But work didn't go bad. Work was cool. I had I went, got some road work in. I wanted to be outside, get the nature in me because I was hoping that would help, release some things, and it did to an extent. I had a real good workout, but still, this is one of those things that's gonna be like a day by day thing, and it's just gonna be like one day I'm just gonna snap out of it, and I'm like, okay, bet I'm back. But it's not one of those things. I'm not gonna fool myself and be like, oh, I had a good day and I did everything I was supposed to do, so now I'm at a 4.5. Like, nah, like I did what I was supposed to do and it was cool, but I still, like, me personally feeling like I feel like a 2.7, 2.8. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna get no better from the food because today, I'm coming off the weekend, so I gotta eat kind of light Monday, Tuesday type shit. So I'm at 2.7. I don't really think I got anything interesting to watch. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna change that. Like, actually, let me be 100 with you. I would have been at a 2.4 coming into this joint. But I'm telling you right now, that Will Smith shit bumped it up, nigga. I was watching that. I was like, I needed this. I was like, I couldn't, and I was watching all the reactions to the YouTubers and stuff. I was like, God dang, I needed this on Monday because I was just so negative, everything. And seeing that, I was just like, and that's why we'll get into it, but that's why I side with Will, because you never know what a nigga going through. It could be one little thing and you can make a motherfucker snap. But yeah, overall, I say 2.7, 2.7. There's nothing really to watch tonight, so I don't see anything really increasing it. Food's gonna be whatever, but yeah, 2.7 for the most part. So just something I'm gonna deal with. Hopefully day by day, you know what I'm saying? Mind starts getting right, get back on track, focus on, YouTube, working out, stuff like that. Hopefully I can feel good. But it's just part of the game, guys. Like, there's one thing about this podcast, y'all, and hopefully the more, I'm saying, we grow, the more y'all watch us. Obviously we're going to be somewhat careful with what we say, in the sense of, we want to make sure, YouTube isn't overly, monitoring the shit we're doing, but we won't be real with y'all. Not every day is great. You know what I'm saying? We went a minute and our podcast and our day's rating was on point. But if y'all real OGs of it, y'all know there was a point where we was going like every podcast shit was, the only time we would be in the 3s or 4s was during the weekend. So I'm like, it's part of the game. It's how it is. You just gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep fighting. Don't let anything, keep you from, continuing on and progressing, even when you don't feel like it, even though it's hard as fuck. So that's my day. Seems like you want to say something, Zen?
Oh no, I was just listening.
Yeah, that was my day. 2.7. Hopefully it gets better. I don't see why it shouldn't get better, other than the fact that I got some bullshit randomly happen, but that's how life goes for the most part. But it is what it is, though, man. Let's just go on from here and just try and be like, all right, tomorrow we're gonna, slightly get better every day, and then hopefully by the end of the week, you know what I'm saying, when we get to Fluence Lounge Saturday, niggas is on 100, which I don't know what boxing fights or MMA fights is this weekend. I don't think it's anything interesting, but whatever.
I don't think it's nothing because I'm like in the first Friday or the second. I don't know no fights. That was
April. Days. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be really anything interesting, but we'll make something up. We'll talk if we got to. But anyways, man, salute to the people, man. Y'all see the title, we ain't gonna necessarily harp just on that, but nigga, shit, I had to talk to my guy Zien about this, man, because I'm like, we text a little bit during the day about it, but you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing can be the equivalent of, you know what I'm saying, in person. I know we're not in person, but you know what I'm saying, we can see each other's face talking, you know what I'm saying, hear each other's voice type shit. What's up, man? How do you feel, man, about the whole Will Smith? How do you feel about the whole Will Smith Chris Rock? Because let me just disclaimer real quick. Let me set this up. From what I'm seeing, if we're talking about like if we're looking at this from like a boxing fight, like it's, Jamal Charlo versus Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Will Smith is Jamal Charlo and Canelo is Chris Rock. Ain't nobody riding with Will Smith from what I'm seeing. Everybody's like, Will Smith, you should have had your shit under control. So I just want to know how you feel about it to start this thing off. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was crazy because my mom had called me. She was like, "Are you home?" I'm like, "Well, I'm about to leave. Why?" She's like, "Take the Oscars immediately." I'm just thinking like, I don't give a damn about no Oscars. So I was doing what I was doing, and then yeah, because like this little store. So I went to the little store because I had to go get a new toothbrush because mine like basically was just worn out. So I'm like, I can't keep brushing with this bullshit. So when I came back, she was already in there. She had the remote. She started recording. I'm like, what is she? And then as I'm leaving, I guess one of her, I want to just say acquaintances, called her and was like, did you see what happened on the screen? And I'm just like, what are they over here talking about? They was like, he said, keep my name out your mouth. But I was just like picking and, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what was going on. So as I got to my buddy crib, I looked on my phone and everybody talking about it. So I lied. Somebody put it in the group chat I was in, and man, I clicked it, and then when I seen it, I was like, damn, like he really popped his dumb ass. And then but on the version he sent me, they bleeped out everything he said. So I'm like, I don't understand what the I'm saying. Like, and so I found an uncensored version. I was like, ooh, like he wasn't playing with his ass. Like he really meant the hell he was saying to him. But
that was that type of energy.
I was really laughing though, because I was just like that's what motherfuckers get when motherfuckers think shit's sweet. And it's all because of the social media era. Motherfuckers think that they could, and people are like, oh, he's a comedian. I'm like, yeah, but like you can't just say what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, and it's all about timing and place. Like we're at a Emmy award, we're at a prestige type of show where it's predominantly what? We ain't even got to say it. We already know what it is. So it's like you're making a joke about your fellow sister and your brother in a sense, because I'm like, that's his sister. And it's like,
and put that backstory, which you told me, I didn't know about. You told me about the 2016, and I looked that up. I was like, ooh, that nigga, he kind of ran through Jada, you know what I'm saying, when she wasn't there, with the majority of the crowd being, and with the particular. So go ahead, it was pandering again. It coincided perfectly with that video you sent. Like, Chris Rock is a goddamn panderer. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's just like a guy like Stephen A. Like I gotta get on Stephen A. This might kill my chances in the future if I want to get into the business of sports casting, but they don't give a fuck because we got this Black Goose shit. So fuck them. But not saying I don't want no job if y'all give me a good job. But anyway, Stephen A.
Hey, we're gonna get to a point they won't be able to deny this shit. Like either gonna give us a shot, we just gonna keep rolling it the way we rolling it. Like,
but
pay attention.
Stephen A. should just shut his motherfucking mouth, in my opinion, because I'm just
and
like,
Shannon
bro,
Sharp. First time I ever was disappointed in Shannon Sharp take. Go ahead.
But I just think it's very peculiar. I'm just like, Stephen A., you don't got no woman, and if you do, ain't nobody ever seen your woman. And on top of that, not having a woman, you don't have kids with a woman. You know what I mean? Like you don't have you know what I'm saying, a whole legacy that you've built with another woman. So it's like you never been dragged through the mud the way their relationship's been dragged through the mud over years, though. This ain't the first. Like, bro, I was hearing reports about Will since 2010 about other things, and I'm like, what?
That's what I'm saying. Remember, niggas was calling him gay too. Like, Will's been. I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna let you fit, but isn't it interesting that two, supposedly red pill niggas, how we think, single type shit, we can understand a man defending his woman, but it's like these married dudes is like, what? That's where the world like fucks me, because I'm like, but I would think y'all would be the first one supporting them.
But see, you got to remember though, these is puppets though. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, like a Shannon Sharp comment like that. I'm like, bro, I thought you was from the trenches, bro. Like, that happens in the trenches. Like, but if you in the trench, like if you say something about somebody girl, even if he only been with her 3 months, he might really get at you like on some really serious type of time.
And it's hypocritical because Shannon's quick to be like, oh man, if I was Chris Rock, he would have caught these hands. He would have caught it. Ain't going that way. So wait, you're like, oh, I'm type of motherfucker I am. So if he puts them hands on me, I'm throwing down. But then you're going to say, oh no, but when someone says something about his wife, he can't do that. He got to conduct himself. I'm like, that's Shannon,
That's
stop
double
playing the
standard.
game. And I know you play the game. I enjoy you, but I know you play the game. You don't play it to the extent of Stephen A. But when you say shit like that, you sound stupid, bro. You can't say, oh, I was finna. If Will did that to me, I'll get down with him. But if someone makes a joke about his wife, he shouldn't do nothing. Like, nigga, that's hypocritical, bro. If you're going to try and be a stand-up nigga for these people 100% of the time, and guess what? When someone comes and belittles you and makes you look like a little infant, nigga, shut your mouth up and take it. Because now you see Chris Rock. You see all the particulars, the people who's behind him now. You see the majority of the people behind him. I ain't going to talk about it. Fuck it. It's white people. White women, white men. They love it. They like, yeah. Chris Rock, he did the right thing. Chris Rock's always had a majority fan base of white people, though. Let's be 100. Will Smith has a bigger fan. Will Smith has always been backed by black people more than Chris Rock. Chris Rock doesn't have a black fan base. Anyone who tells me that is lying. That's the same people who tell you Dave Chappelle has a black fan base. No, they don't. Neither of them are black comics. You can't be a black comic and get that big. That's just a fact. Tell me one comic that's big and their majority fan base is black.
Sure, he just Bernie Mac. Rest in peace, tell legend.
The only person that may come close is Mike Epps, but you see what they did to Mike Epps. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let's just be real about it.
Look at Eddie Griffin.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Eddie Griffin, they don't allow him to be in them. They don't put him in that.
Like he big, but he not as big as, you feel me. He barely just got. Not coming at him.
This nigga sniff the Oscars. Come on now.
No.
That nigga ain't never getting invited.
Never.
Eddie gonna be up there acting a fool. Oh,
he gonna say too much real.
Got all these. you gonna
say too much real. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I asked somebody, he said, I think it was just Hollywood. I'm like, regardless if it was or not, I'm like, it's funny when people are saying like, I was seeing somebody tweet and he was, of the opposite race. He was saying, he was like, yeah, besides of my opinion, your opinion, do you think that Will Smith was wrong and should he be charged? And I just think like,
no.
I'm like, you know what I mean? I wanted to comment, but I'm like, I don't be trying to get up on there and go back and forth with the little Twitter fingers or whatever people want to call them. But I was just interested because I'm like, I know if you had your girl and, I was to go up to her and then disrespect her in a certain way and then maybe at the top of my lungs call her a Jezebel slut, I'm pretty sure you're not going to just be like, hey, bud, get out of here with that negativity. You're going to be like really amped up and like really try to approach me and try to check what I'm saying to you. You feel me? Especially if I'm antagonizing. Now, people think that, oh, he just made a joke. I'm like, it's different though. Like the joke was like uncalled for because she actually does have like, it's called like
alopecia.
Yeah,
remember, a lot of people don't know this. Kevin Garnett got dragged through the mud when his comment on court, which was never clarified or made a fact, but it was just something that was alleged from Chris Villanueva.
Yeah.
Yes. He basically made a comment about him being bald and type shit, and he got dragged through the mud because they were saying that's so disrespectful. He has a condition and type shit. So I'm like, why the fuck this shit change now? That's my question. I'm like, y'all dragged Kevin Garnett through the mud about that particularly. I remember that it was a while ago. Obviously, Kevin Garnett had been retired forever, but I remember that was before cancel culture was even cancel culture. And y'all dragged Garnett through the mud of another grown man talking on court, which we know there's always trash talk. Motherfuckers call each other bitch. Motherfuckers call each other you ain't shit. Heard what he said allegedly about Carmelo's wife, but y'all dragged him through the mud for that. And now Will Smith, he wants to react on this, and everyone wants to drag him through the mud just because y'all want to say, oh, and this is the narrative I see a lot. Oh, why don't you go fight the dude who did the entanglement with your wife? You want to know why I don't understand that particular, argument? Is because how do you know Will Smith, which by the way, he did also say, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I remember the clips. He did say he had a talk with August, the dude. He said I had to talk with him. So I'm like, and the dude's mad younger than him. So for me, what I get from that is whatever happened between that whole situation, that was something that was supposed to be kept in-house and was agreed upon everybody. It got out to the public, so they had to address it. But I don't think it was a matter of, oh, Will Smith, that dude disrespected your wife and now you need to handle it. No, I think everyone has their own life. Everyone does what they feel like works for their marriage. And that's what particularly happened in their marriage. It was something everything was agreed on, but because it came out to public, it had to be addressed. But who was the one who got dragged through the mud for that? It was Will. Not Jada. Everyone, Will a bitch. He this, he that, he da 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 da. What's good with it, big bro? Big bro up in the saluting us with the president. Ain't seen him around in a minute. Hope everything good, man. Appreciate you, bro. But I'm like, that's how I see it. I'm like, you guys gotta understand. Will's been getting dragged to the mud even before his career started, bro. What? There was gay rumors because he did the 6 degrees of separation, so he had to fight through that. And then when he first got with Jada, they talking about the Tupac rumors. So he had to fight through that. We're talking about a dude who had, and by the way, y'all, I might be a little bit more passionate about this because y'all don't know how big of a Will Smith fan is. A lot of y'all may not know. Since I was a little nigga, Will Smith was my favorite actor, okay? So for me, I'm like, this nigga Will Smith has went almost 25 to 30 years without any type of scandal as a black man in Hollywood. And from what we know, he really from the streets. He really, well, not him being in the street life, but he really from nothing. He really from Philly. He not from anything. He ain't come from something where he didn't have to fight. And so when I see these people talking about, oh, I can't believe you acted that way, that tells me you ain't never had to fight for nothing. That tells me if someone came and disrespected your woman, what would you do? You'd probably be like, excuse me, sir, can you back up, please? This is my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They want to be proactive and be like, nigga, did you just say that? Bah! I'm not even going to think about having a conversation with you, nigga. You don't disrespect what's mine.
But you heard, you saw what? No, you good. I'm trying to fit. I'm listening to everything you're saying. I'm trying to find the quote.
What that Will made?
No.
Who you talking about?
Okay. Nah, because I'm like, I was just tying in what you were saying, like everything he was saying, but it's just like everybody want to come at Will, but see, I like what Denzel said. He said, at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil come for you. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand why Will did what he did because, you know what I mean? Like, and this is where like Chris Rock, and this is where like a lot of people is like, oh, comedians can't say what they want to say. I'm like, Chris Rock gave that a bad idea because I'm like, this isn't a comedy show. This isn't your set live. You feel me? If that was your set live, then that'd be different. You feel me? Because like everybody kind of knows, like, okay, I'm coming to a comedy show. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean?
That's
but it's
point.
just like,
great point.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, think about the year Payne Manning said that thing about KD, like, oh, he can come join. You feel me? KD gave him a straight face, but he know that doesn't warrant a slap because he's just like, ha, you're not funny type shit. You feel me?
He wanted to slap him though. KD had that.
Yeah.
I want to slap this nigga face.
Facts. But I'm saying now if he say something like, something about his grandma, she died, but like at that time she's having complications. KD might get up out that motherfucking seat and go up there and go have some words with Payne Manning. You get what I'm saying?
So Nokic just got fined for something similar to that. He addressed the fan. It was a younger dude who talked shit about his grandma. Go ahead.
But no, I'm just saying, like, when you get into talking about personal stuff, like he's like, it's just a G.I. Jane joke. But I'm like, I know you were well aware that she actually has that condition. Like, so I'm like, that's not a joke you should have used. Like, you have many jokes. Like, because Will was laughing. He was cool in at first. He like, okay, ha, ha, ha. Like, he understands comedian. Like, he a comedian in a sense. You feel me? He not just a motherfucking play or
Can I say something too about that? It was a fake laugh. Like, everyone knew that joke wasn't funny.
I'm talking about even before that. I'm saying he was just laughing in general. So I'm saying like he was understanding what environment it was, but when he made that joke and then he looked at Jada's face, he think like, all right. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, he was trying to be cool about it because he probably already felt a way going into that event about 4 or 5 years ago.
And he knew Chris Rock was going to be there. He's not the main host, but he knew he was going to be, you know what I'm saying, presenting something. So I'm pretty sure as soon as he stepped on stage, he was already like, all right, I'm ready for this, but let this nigga say the wrong shit. Like, nigga, I still remember what you said. You know how that could be. Like, I don't mind being in your presence, but nigga, I ain't forget that bullshit. So say the wrong shit, nigga. Let's talk about it.
And everybody's talking about, oh, he should have went backstage. I'm like, look, man, All y'all out here just scared, man. Like Stephen A, you're scared to lose money. You have nothing to stand for. You got nothing that you fight for. Like you depend on that contract from ESPN. That's why I'm like, get your Tobias old massacre ass up out of here with all that jive you talking. Cause I'm like, bro,
Especially after that video you sent me.
you know what I'm saying? Like Will got an Oscar after that. Like he is the man. Like he actually knows. Like if I was to retire today, I can make my own studio. I can make my
He
own
already has
channel.
his own studio. The movie he got an Oscar for was created by, which I'm gonna get into the reason why Will Smith is gonna win from this in the long run. But go ahead, keep going.
You
I'm
might as well
sorry.
just interject. I
I'm gonna
wasn't
jump in.
saying nothing. I was
Yeah,
just
I did.
saying like,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was just saying that.
I didn't mean to interject. My bad, y'all. It's just what he's saying is absolute truth because he's saying like the way I looked at it coincides with what Zim was just saying. Look at it from Will Smith's perspective. He's felt like he's been dragged through the mud. I don't know how many years. He's had to keep a certain persona of, hey, y'all, I'm Will Smith. Get jiggy with it all the time, right? Will Smith is finally in a space where what? He's killing it on social media. So what? He doesn't need a big blockbuster film. He doesn't have to worry about the movies. He just started his own studio, Tyler Perry style of the game. He's been releasing his own movies and his own series. King Richard, the one he got an Oscar for, that was one of them. That was, you know what I'm saying, that was all from his studio. His money put down. Another series, Fresh Bel Air, that's from his studios. Before that, he had that one movie with about that young boy from the hood and Meek Mill in it. If anyone is not understanding what I'm trying to say when it comes to this particular pattern, is you can see Will Smith is like, hey, I don't have to worry about making a blockbuster movie and putting on his persona. I can now do what I want to do. And you can see one of the things he wants to do, it has to do a lot with black people. I'm not even trying to make this race thing. This is box channel. We don't harp on race, but this is just reality. You can see Will Smith, it seems like a lot of his future projects moving forward is going to be geared and going to be based toward a black audience. Am I wrong from what we've seen? So if that is the case, what type of audience do you think he's going to gain from just what happened, and what type of audience do you think he's going to lose?
I mean, it doesn't matter though, because I'm like, man got
It
over
does
60
because we're
million.
talking about money. We're talking about money, and a lot of people think it's going to be a negative effect. No. Yeah,
Well,
he
I
might
meant just
lose
saying it
his.
doesn't matter. Oh my,
Go
I
ahead,
was just
my
saying
bad.
it don't matter because I'm like, he still has a big following. Like, regardless if people are mad in the moment now, if he drops some fire 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, people gonna go right back to tuning into that shit. Like, Will,
You got,
he's such a creative guy.
you're right, but you got to understand the climate we're in right now when it comes to business and marketing. And a lot of that has to go. A lot of it has to do that because of social media. Hey, I got to press the follow button, and the follow button has to do with me liking the person or me feeling like we're both in the same beliefs or geared toward the same things or whatever the case may be. Oh, he supports. Oh, I never would have thought someone in that atmosphere would have the same thought or support the same things. Because we're in that atmosphere when it comes to marketing and business, it does matter. But a lot of people are saying it's going to affect him negatively because we're seeing a lot of people who are fans of him and they saw him as Will Smith. I'm Will Smith. I do everything perfect. They're going to go, hey, I'm done dealing with you. You acted out. But what I'm saying, the fan base he will gain is the fan base as he moves forward, the ones that he'll be catering to when it comes to his future projects. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people aren't looking at this from the aspect from what it really is. People think this is going to hurt his brand. It's not, because his brand isn't, I need to be Big Willie Smith and make sure I make blockbuster movies. No, his fan base now is, this is who I am, and I can create art based off of who I am and who I want to gear it toward. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense to an extent?
Yeah, I'm just like, ultimately, he just don't need the money. Like, that's just
That's
what my
okay.
biggest thing is. Like, that's why I said it didn't matter. Cause I'm like, it
It's bigger
doesn't,
than all
like,
that.
he doesn't need the money. Like, his kids is well off. Like, Jaden, Willow, even his other son, like, they're all fine financially in their own right. So I'm just like, any money he has could just be strictly for him. You know what I mean? So it's just like, Will Smith doesn't need the money like versus like a Stephen A. Smith, that he needs that check. You know what I mean? So that's why he's talking about this is
Shannon Sharp.
professional and I'm just thinking like, bro,
You
you
have to
just
be
don't have.
professional, nigga.
Yeah, but it's just like, bro, you don't have nobody talking like, let me go up, let somebody that you don't like. And see, that's another thing. Who's to say that Will like Chris Rock? Let somebody you don't know go up there on a national stage. You got millions of people, and he out there. He already did it once before, and going up there and got, that's like
When
me
they
going up
weren't
there talking
there,
about,
that's like, and that's the ultimate disrespect to a nigga. Like, oh, you gonna talk all that shit when I'm not there, knowing you ain't gonna see
exactly.
me? Bet.
That's
I
like if I
remember
go
that.
on stage, it's
Mhm.
like, you know what I mean? Like, don't get it misconstrued. If Stephen A actually felt like he has some backbone in his body and he has some gangster to him, and say, hypothetically, Kwame Brown was talking about his mom and saying woody 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 when he wasn't there, and then when he catch him in public and he's saying yo mama ain't do 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 do, make an insensitive joke about his mama or something like that. Stephen A. Smith, you feel me? He might not have that courage to walk up to somebody like Kwame and slap him, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of stuff he would do if he could gauge that courage. You feel me? Because people are like, oh well, if it was The Rock Johnson, I'm like, The Rock Johnson's not gonna make that type of joke.
I
Like
think Will
y'all have to
Smith does that. I
understand.
don't think who the fuck it is. I think Will does that to. I think a lot of people are trying to put this as it. Oh, just because it was a comedian and Chris da da da. Nah, bro. I'm like, I don't think it mattered who it was because a lot of y'all niggas forget. Because I'm like, that it comes back to what we were saying, where it's like people are the fan base he created off of his movies. People are like, oh, it's Will Smith. He's perfect. Getting jiggy. He never does any wrong. Like nigga has 20 years in the industry with no blemish, no scandals, nothing. You feel me? Will Smith was the safe guy when it came to, oh, we can grab this guy over in the black community. He can have a lot of people in the black community come over and watch, and then also integrate the white community. And that's why he's a blockbuster star. He's not going to be a blockbuster star in the sense of he can have a crossover now, but he doesn't care anymore because it comes back to like he has his own studio now. He's making his own movies, making his own TV shows, and he has a particular target audience that he's going to be reaching. That he's like, like as long as this target audience fucks with me, we're good. Anything extra is great, and that's how marketing works. I'm like, that's why there's money. There's money for everyone. People think, oh, there's not enough money out there. There's money for everyone. You want to know why? Because there's so many goddamn people in the world that you can market to the people who fuck with your product or fuck with who you are and make money off of that. You don't have to have everyone like you. You just have to have that niche. Obviously, beforehand, Will Smith, he was in a bigger capacity than that, but now he's at the point where, you know what I'm saying? He just has to make sure the niche audience, the people that who fucks with him, the people who's his targeted audience still continues to fuck with him. And I'm telling you that Oscars shit is gonna make people just his targeted audience respect him more.
I'm just like, man, at this point, man, Will could care less about the opinions of others. When I mean the opinions of others, like, well, what do you mean he slapped? But I'm like, that was a joke. It wasn't an opinion. You know what I mean? Like that was something that was classless in the fact. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, bro, people don't even understand that. Like, they're gonna be like, well, this isn't the streets, this isn't the hood. But I'm like, it's not about that. It's about where you from and what you're not gonna tolerate. And I'm like, he's not gonna tolerate somebody making these jokes about his wife when, you know what I'm saying? And like, Will, as a professional, he's going to apologize. He's going to have a statement. He has a PR team. They're going to say, you have to go and say violence isn't the answer. But I'm like, people can't say that because you got us as the USA out here backing wars.
Yeah. And he did come out with an apology on Facebook. He did, you know what I'm saying? He'd be like, I'm sorry to Chris Rock. I'm sorry to Academy, etc. But, that's why I fuck with Will. He also had something posted on Instagram. And it was him and his wife, which I do feel like everyone's trying to get at the part like, oh, your wife is the husband, etc. I don't know nothing about that. But what I do know is like he posted that joint on his Instagram, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? This is what we wore today, and we chose war. And then right under it, he pinned something where he said, man, you can't invite somebody from Philly to no event. Laugh out loud. So his real response was, this nigga don't care. But he knows, like, okay, my PR response, let me go put this on Facebook type shit.
It's all about the business, man.
I never thought I'd see this Will Smith, dog. But someone who was a Will Smith fan, you know what I'm saying, and how people saw Will Smith as the corny, hey type guy. For this nigga to be, you know what I'm saying, that tells me that, to me, it's power. And a lot of people would be like, man, that's the wrong thing. I'm like, nah, man, because you got to understand, Will Smith is comfortable in it. And a lot of people are going to take it the wrong way. They're going to say, oh, wow, we got to, do it against our own people. Like, if it was a white man, would he have done it? I'm like, a white man wouldn't have made that joke. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock has made a career of his jokes being based off of making black people look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And making jokes off of those stereotypes. Chris Rock was never a intellectual comedian, in my opinion, where basically he takes the world and then he puts it into capacity and he makes it a joke that's aside from something that's being racially uh, uh, centered on, in a sense. Some of his biggest jokes is some of the most cliche shit towards black people. You know what I'm saying? Some of his biggest specials has to do with a perspective of him on his own people.
Think
And a
about it, bro.
lot of
His
it is just
funniest.
advancing stereotypes, but making it sound funny.
Think about it, bro. His best body at work is Everybody Hates Chris, bro.
So I'm like, I'm not saying that's warranted for what happened. I'm just saying like people have to put these things in perspective where it's like, in my opinion, for someone who's in the position that he's in, I'm not looking at it as that's a black man and another black man. I'm looking at it, the person that he walked up to and he slapped the shit out of was someone who was disrespecting the black community for a long time. Just think about when he came out with that Hair movie about black women, and then his comments about black women. I'm not the dude. I'm not this shave a whole type. I'm gonna be, I'm a red pill nigga at the end of the day. But I'm like, look, let's be 100. People are so hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? We want to say, oh, free speech. People can say whatever they want, all types of shit. People can react the way they want. Like, we shouldn't feel anybody way. Like, if someone wants to be offended by something, we don't have any right to say they can't be offended by something, by that. We don't know. If I say right now I'm a pencil and you try to tell me that I'm not a pencil, I have every right to be offended because you don't know who I am. But in this particular case, nah, it's a joke. Take it for what it is.
I saw something that made me laugh. It was saying Stephen A. Smith is so. Oh, it was actually Clint. He was like, Stephen A. Smith is nervous because he might have a motherfucker come up and slap his ass now.
That's the thing. I wish that was the truth. I wish that nigga Stephen A. could be, but it kind of like, for me, what I saw, it showed the difference between people, we watch in entertainment who has a lot of money. We see that just because you can make a lot of money or be successful in the industry or be successful in a particular field, it's very rare, especially for our people, to be in a position where you're the boss. You feel you can do whatever the fuck you want. And that's what I saw from Will. He was like, man, I'm done taking this shit. I don't got to take this shit no more. I don't need to make sure my rep is clean so I can get the next DC, comic book character, get the next Marvel superhero character. Like, nah, man, I'm doing my own shit. Bet. You had something to say?
I think thought he was a good Deadshot. They should have kept him.
He was a great Deadshot. Him and Batman, him and Ben Affleck in a movie would have been fire as fuck. But I see Will Smith, though. Will Smith, he was the one who said he didn't really necessarily want to come back, because you got to understand, think about, it's like people don't want to put into perspective. Think about the persona Will Smith has had to, like, he's even touched on it with his book and all that stuff. The persona he's had to carry majority of his career. Like, I don't know, like, to me, I'm like, this is the cleanest cut nigga in the world. But then probably Will would be like, nah, nigga, I'm from Philly, bro. You don't know how much I had to change.
But to me, I'm like, I can already kind of see what type of person Will was just from the type of characters he had to play, like Mike Lowry, you know what I'm saying? From Men in Black, I forgot it. Jay, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of showing you what he would kind of be like, but you know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, that's just the character he's embodying. Yep. But I'm like, if you could see somebody embody like Jamie Foxx or Ray, Jamie Foxx is talented. He could sing, he could do all, but it's like, he's not necessarily Ray Charles, but it's just like, you could see he bodied that role because he's just as musically as talented. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gifted, you know what I'm saying? So he really got into that role. So it's like, some people can body certain roles better because like that's how they kind of are. You know what I'm saying? He could play the piano, he could sing, he can do all those things. That's why he's like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could really do those things and not have to sound like Ray Charles.
A familiarity with the role, and then that's a lot of times when certain actors stand out. So
think about even Ali, bro. Like, come on, man, that man body Cassius Clay and Muhammad Ali, bro.
By the way, this wasn't planned for him to say Ali. Make sure y'all check out the video. It's a short one that I dropped. I did an analysis of the right slap that Will Smith landed at Chris Rock. So if y'all want to see how technically sound he threw that right slap, Y'all check that video out because y'all don't know how
He threw his
sad,
hips into it and everything, boy.
he threw his hips and he switched his shoulders. So when you tied in boxing and you throw the jab, when you throw the right, you want to switch. You want to act like you're holding the phone. So it's like you have the phone here, and you say you have a tennis ball, you drop it, you want to grab it with the other hand, and you want to hold the phone over here. The only way to do that,
Yep,
you
he
switch
kept that
your
left
shoulders.
up too, just in case some return came back. He like, what's
So
up?
if the shoulders go from here to here, you're throwing your hips all the way into it. And then I also analyzed it where when it went to slow motion, after he threw it, he took a step back, but he kept his eyes on Chris Rock. So he basically was ready for if Chris Rock threw something back for him to return.
That's what I'm saying.
So
He had that left like this because one of the homies tweeted. He was like, "That boy, real nigga. You see, he was ready for that return just in case something came back."
Yeah, he was ready for the return. The one thing he saw the left, but the key thing to know if someone is expecting a real fight is after they throw the initial punch, if they're still looking at the person. If he was just in there thinking he was that nigga and he slapped, he would have slapped him. He would have just walked off. But if you watch, he slapped him, and then he kept looking at him after it came up, and he waited and he looked at Chris Rock right in his eyes, and he saw, oh, this nigga ain't gonna return nothing. And then that's when he dropped it, and he just turned around. And he had that walk. But I'm like, he was ready for the return. So anybody trying to make it seem like he wasn't ready to really get down, just watch it in slow motion. I'm telling you. There was also a moment when Chris Rock, when he got hit, he didn't expect the power. And so when he got hit here, he almost fell slightly, but he caught himself with the right foot and he leaned over like this and he looked back. And as a man, his natural instinct, you can see he cocked back like this with his right. But I'm telling y'all right now, he cocked back. And when he looked back and he saw Will Smith looking right back into his eyes, that nigga said, I'm not throwing this. This nigga wants to fight. I wasn't expecting to get slapped. And then after, I'm like, this nigga, he came up to slap me as disrespect, not to be like, let me make a point. Like, nah, this nigga said, I'm not going to punch you. I'm going to slap you and I want to fight. And that's why Chris Rock stopped. I don't care what nobody say. Because if Will Smith would have closed his fist, he would have knocked him out. There was too much. That nigga threw that I was like, man, this nigga really trained for Ali because the fundamentals was ridiculous. Nigga switched the shoulders, threw his hips in it.
Well, the walkway was the best thing because he walked away like it didn't happen. He was like, he just walked away like everybody was like, he played it off to where it was like people was like,
is that fake?
This ain't real. Yeah, but then when he got to talking, people were like, oh shit. Like,
and the first initial one where he was like, you don't talk about why, and then he was like, it was just a G.I. Jane joke. When he said the second time, I was like, oh yeah, I've been around niggas that mad. That nigga ain't playing.
Yeah, he not was playing.
Like, nigga, say something back and say,
hey, like when you get the decimals higher and higher when you speak, you hot.
He was like, nigga, just say something else. Like, because you could tell off that second one, he wanted Chris Rock to say something else because that nigga was fired. He probably would have got back up. Like, let's get it. We would have probably had to separate each other, but that was crazy. I'm gonna read a strata. Will Smith shouldn't even have to apologize for nothing. Chris Rock should be the one to apologize. Will didn't do a damn thing wrong. All he did was defend the mother of his children. I think it's absolutely astonishing how many people just don't think that. A lot of people are saying and this shows you why a lot of people get burnt out from the workspace and work office, because if you had to fight for anything in your life, anything, and you get to a point where you feel like, man, I do not warrant certain disrespect, and even if it happens, I've taken enough of it, and it gets to the point, especially if you think you know the motherfucker, and he's like, all right, this nigga just poking at me now. He think I ain't gonna do shit, and you had to fight for something. There's gonna be a switch where it's like, all right, nigga, fuck all this shit. You really think I'm the same nigga as you, and that's what I got. Will was like, man, you think I'm you, Chris? You think I'm the rest of these dudes? Like, I've been here 20 years, I ain't said nothing. You really think I'm this? Like, no. I did this so I could build something, but nah, nigga, stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? These random motherfuckers can talk shit, but not you, nigga. I'm in front of your face.
I have to let you know, Will been in the game over 30 years, my boy.
30 years. There you go. So I'm like, that nigga, I'm tired of it. He said, Dana White need to call Chris. Hey, they already have a 30 million. Y'all check out that. That's popping off at 12. So I'm already, spoiler, but they got a 10 million, excuse me, I said 30, a 10 million offer for Chris Rock versus Will Smith at the O2 Arena in London on April 30th. A nigga already put up 10 mil.
Bro, they're not gonna Chris Rock will never step in the ring with Will Smith really got a jab. He gonna really give that man hell.
You seen the video that you showed me? He had a white dude say the N-word with a hard ER multiple times in front of him and didn't say anything. You really think he gonna say something to Will? I know
You can't say
Seinfeld was
that.
more uncomfortable. I know he's like, I can't say that. I
And
wouldn't
the other
say
dude was
that.
like, you two.
Y'all can do that. We're not.
He's like, look, you don't understand. You don't understand. I've been have plenty of stories with this guy.
Did you see how the Louis C.K. He was the one who he spoke for Chris Rock. He was like, "Oh, we say," you know what I'm saying? If I was Chris Rock, I'm like, if that was Bernie Mac, nigga,
You need to slap that man.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, look, bruh, I'm like, we know your character, Chris Rock. It's been out there. When confrontation and something goes, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? In the world we live in, if you want to play to a certain community, what's going to get you ahead? And just look at all the comments when it comes to the situation. Everyone's applauding Chris Rock. He was so professional. He didn't even miss a beat. And that's the world we live in. They want us to be, we go into an environment where we can get insulted, disrespected, looked at as something that we're not. And we're supposed to be what? Professional, great employees. No, you're not supposed to be a certain type of way. You're just supposed to keep moving along and you're supposed to listen to the guidelines and rules. If at any time you feel like, hey, why are you talking to me this way? I'm going to address it. We're looked at as animals. What's wrong with you? And that's the unfortunate America that we live in. And, you know, it's sad. And I feel like seeing this, you know, someone who's a multi-millionaire has his family set, kids, grandkids set. You can still be in a position where someone feels like they can belittle you and you're not supposed to do anything about it because this is the position you're in. This is how the world works. This is how the structure is supposed to be. So if I say something about you, motherfucker, you ain't supposed to do shit. Cause nigga, this is it's been laid out to you. That's how I saw it. I just like, it's unfortunate, man.
Anybody in the hood would applaud that, man. Like, hell yeah, you should have knocked him with an uppercut. Like, people, like, you feel me? People already know the deal, bro. Like, anybody saying that he's wrong would fold. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't even stand up for, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna go do? Like, hey, man, I really appreciate that comment in the back. Like, nah, bro. Like, because you got to remember, people know what they're doing. Like, if you know what you're doing and you're aware of what you're doing, then you have to pay for that consequence. You feel me? It's like, if I was doing something to you, fool, but you can clearly see later, like, he really wasn't, like, conscious of, like, what's doing, you know what I'm saying?
That's
you would
different.
be like, all right, like, you might give me a pass, like, hey, bro, like, in the future, don't do that shit again. You feel me? And I'm going to be like, you know, it's up to me if I'm going to either hear what you're saying or be like, pussy boy don't know what he talking about. I'm going to say what you know what I'm saying? But if you know I'm saying what I'm going to say, we're going to have a problem right then and there. That's just the streets. That's just how it go. You feel me?
You don't think Will Smith reached out to Chris after 2016? He was like, hey, bro, I know what you're doing. You a jokester and all that stuff. But he's like, he was probably like, don't speak on my wife again, bro. There's going to be problems. I put money on it.
Chris was doing
Fast
that
forward.
cocaine, forgot, and then got to that point and just was
At
like,
that
ha,
little
ha, ha,
time,
jokey,
he saw
jokey.
Jada. He said, ooh, easy joke. Because he's not even the host. People don't want to talk about it. The nigga's not even the host. So obviously, he didn't know what Jada was wearing. So that was a joke that he made he saw her and he said, oh, this is going to be funny. And that nigga took a chance. But he also took
Kevin
a chance
Hart's not
knowing that
taking-
Will checked him already on some shit. And he probably didn't think Will was going to follow through on nothing. I'm a comedian. I can say whatever I want. Go slap that little nigga.
But even think of this, though. Like, let's really think about just all comedians that we actually like. Like, let's say, like, well, you know, let's just like the reference comedians we know, like Kevin Hart, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, Corey Holcomb. We can even go to women, Tiffany Haddish, Monique. Like, none of these people are going to say that joke about Jada, especially when Will's in the presence, because like, that's disrespectful of a man. Because they know Will Smith was in that
the
same.
most disrespectful comedian, but he always generalizes whatever he says. He never singles out and says, "Hey, your wife did it." He'll be like, "Man, if you had a bitch who's been," you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not talking about
He
you.
directly made that joke specifically for Jada. That's my thing. So that's why he's like, why do you have my wife's name in your mouth, being disrespectful on top of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially you probably even know her condition. You know what I mean? Like, that's not funny. Like, she don't got no hair on purpose. You know what I mean?
Let's add on to that. A lot of people are getting on Will and saying, "Oh, he's a bitch," because he was laughing, and then he probably looked over to Jada and saw she didn't like it, and then he went over there and he did something. Nigga, that's literally the idea of marriage. That's what y'all. That's what you guys promote. That's what you take care of your wife. So now he's a
gotta,
bitch nigga because of that. So now everyone's red pill. I'm confused.
But you got to remember though, a lot of people that are saying that their own father, if they had one in the house, wouldn't step
do
up.
that.
Something
Exactly.
like, I mean,
That's what I got from it.
You
I
know
was
what I'm
like,
saying?
if
Like,
you married or you got a nigga, you would not expect that nigga to do anything for you. But you would try
like,
to
I
tell
know,
everybody, he got me. But you go ahead, my bad.
like, I know your pops, even though he was as godly as could be, if your mom was disrespected in his presence, he's gonna go handle that. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go handle that, and it's not, it might not be in the most physical way, but he's gonna let that other person know, like, look, that has to stop now. You know what I mean?
Nah,
He's
that
not
nigga
gonna
getting
let that
physically
continue.
fucked up to a certain point. And my daddy was old, but I always remember he never fought with me because I was the youngest, but he always fought with my brother. So I know my daddy had hands.
I'm just saying he's not gonna tolerate that disrespect if he
No,
feels
hell
like, and
no.
especially
No
if your
nigga
mom
is
but I'm
right
just saying,
there.
especially if your mom is showing that, like, that really, really made
Hurt
me
her.
uncomfortable and hurt. You feel me? He's gonna get up, especially if it's a condition that she can't
Bruh.
control. He
And-
gonna get up. You feel me? My
well-
pops, we can go on and on. Like, real people are gonna get up and act.
And what makes me bugged about this is like everyone wants to say, "Oh, that nigga was laughing at it before." It's like, first of all, that wasn't a funny joke, and first of all, you have to keep up appearances. Like, like that laugh was fake as fuck from Will. It was like, and I'm
Man,
pretty
right
sure
now,
what happened was he was like, and he looked over, he saw
hey,
the hurt in Jada's eyes, and he was
we
like,
can
"Oh
demonstrate
shit,
it
that
right
hurt
now.
her."
What demonstrate it right now? Hey, this guy right here with the red hat, he looks like the Kool-Aid man.
It's a good one. I look over, I see, I see my girl, whatever, and she's like, she's hurt. Like, why you let him say that? I'm like, I'm not gonna do nothing but off of that. But let's say now I'm laughing. I'm like, you right.
Yeah, okay. A better thing, like I say, like, oh, look at her. Like, say your girl is a little on the heavier side. I'm like, oh, look at that red dress right there.
Take that away. Let's say we talking about I'm with my girl, my ex, whatever, and they know she had mental health issues, and they make a mental health joke. In my mind, I'm like, I don't think she'll like that. I'm making a lot of money. And I look over and I see her, and she's like, I'll be like, what's the deal? She gives me that look. All right, bet. I'm up. All right, nigga, I'm gonna go handle this nigga. I'm not doing it so she can respect me. I'm doing it for the family. Like, that's what people are like. Oh, he's whipped toward. That's what I don't get. It's like niggas be blue pill to the fuck. Most people are blue pill, but when it comes to a situation like this, now all of a sudden everyone's red pill. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you react that way about your woman?
You're not supposed to use violence, and I'm just like, and it's funny because when you ask somebody what would you do, and they respond as I don't know what I would do, then why are you commenting? That's also, my thing, because I'm like, I'll tell you, like, I'll do the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I got 3 kids by this woman, 4, whatever, 2, I don't give a fuck what it is, and I've been with her over 20 years, and she's going through something medically that we don't know how to deal with. Like, I'm not with the shit, but I know what I'm like. That shit is intense, and for someone outside of that atmosphere to make a joke on it, and you don't know what we dealing with internally, nigga, come over here and and catch these hands, my nigga.
Facts, because people don't even understand when you trying to fight for your marriage, man. Like, or you trying to fight for something that you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because people don't have nothing, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? People don't have, like, right here, like, you see how you fought to make sure you got this motherfucker, because you was like, I put too much work into this bitch to let the motherfuckers just say, like, oh, well, you can't have the 2-step verification code. It's over. Like, hell nah, I'm gonna get this right. You know what I mean? Like, so he's just like, I've been going all these years. We got this red table talks. I got all this stuff. I can't let this just keep sliding. I'm about to let her know, like, I really fuck with what we got. Bam! Now she's thinking like, okay.
And it's a smart business move because he's like, oh, I can do it now because, nigga, I don't need none of these niggas around me to make money from me. I'm making my own money. All this shit is created by me. So he's like, I can do it now. Y'all thought you could keep getting away with it. But nigga, I promise you, like, nigga, now, like, everyone's saying, oh, now every comedian is gonna use Will Smith as the butt of their joke. Then no, they not if that nigga's there. Exactly. If he's there, they ain't gonna say shit.
They gonna be like, well, they gonna say something funny like, let me not use none of these Will Smith jokes because I don't want to be slapped next. That's what they're gonna use. Yep. But it's not gonna be like, I'm gonna really crack these jokes.
Crack these jokes. I mean? Let me see if you really.
It's not that he's sensitive, but it's just like you gotta understand people's pressure points. Like, you gotta know that Will Smith is gonna get tired of eventually that y'all gonna keep making these jokes about him and his marriage. You feel me? Because that's not something to play with. Because he's not out here commenting on everybody else's jokes and airing out their business, and you know damn well he got information to be aired out on people.
Great point. That's another thing too. I'm like, he's like, not only is he never in the media when it comes to himself and scandals, he's never in the media talking about other people. So Will Smith has never made it a career to be like, hey, this person did this. So it's like, someone who's a stand-up motherfucker like that and been through that much and then gotten to where he is, after a while, especially someone like Chris Rock, where you like, dog, we supposed to be on the same page, on the same team. Like, I understand in the moment you thought it was clever, and even in the moment, I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was stupid. But when I looked over at my wife and she was hurt, I was like, nigga, shit, I don't need this. I don't need to be here. So guess what? I'm gonna make you the example so this doesn't happen again. And that's what it was. Chris Rock is the example. So he's like, y'all keep my name out your mouth. I don't give a fuck about these regular ass niggas. These niggas working everyday jobs and all that type of stuff. They can say whatever the fuck they want. But I'm like, y'all motherfuckers who's gonna be in my atmosphere, is gonna be around me, my colleagues, y'all can't say shit no more. Cause guess what? I'll slap the shit out of you too, cause nigga, I don't need y'all. Like, that's what I got from it. And I thought it was powerful, man. I thought we should be applauding Will Smith, because this is another thing. Like, when it comes to black community, or I'm black power, all this type of shit. Y'all always want to talk about a black actor or someone who's in that atmosphere to do something out of the norm, to really show what you about, right? But watch a lot of these, and I've already heard it once, because DL Hughley, he's on the radio out where I'm at. There's not a plot. They're saying you're getting taken away from the greatest moment of your life, where you're winning Oscar. No other black male has done this, and And it's like showing everybody's true colors. You're gonna find out who's really for the black community and who's really, playing that line. Like, DL, you playing that line, boy. Because you should have been in full support, but you over here talking about I'm upset he did this and he took away from the biggest moment. Like, nah, nigga, the biggest moment in his life should not be that goddamn Oscar, because he should have been had one. The biggest moment is him saying fuck the media and saying, I don't need y'all. I'll do whatever the fuck I want in front of these niggas, and y'all can cancel me, but my people won't.
But see, that's why I also fuck with Kanye, because Kanye came at DL too, because he was like, why are you commenting on my marriage? Like, what is you speaking about? Like, and he just kept making jokes like, maybe one day me and DL gonna be cool, but right now, like, what I'm saying, I just don't fuck him. But like, I'll fuck with Kanye, because everybody was saying, like, if Kanye was to go do that right now, everybody be calling him crazy as fuck, and he need to go on a mental institution. But I'm like, that just shows you that what Kanye was saying was correct. Like, everybody used the word crazy. And remember, I told you how they said they tied his limbs up, to 4 horses, each limb tied to each horse, and they hit and said, ah. He said, He's like, but they didn't know they was fucking with Deadpool, because like Kanye just is too much up here as a bright man. It's like, well, the same thing. You don't get 30 years into a business, over 20 years in a business, being no fool.
In a business that you're not wanted, in a business that you're not supposed to be as successful as they are as well.
And they both made moves to put themselves in positions where they don't have to have the masses, in a sense, all be for them. You feel me? It's for them to have their image up, because their image is already what their image is going to be.
I know you about to come at Stride. Stride's trying to come at you. He said, I know this fool not comparing Will to Kanye. What the fuck?
I'm saying,
explain. Break it down to him so he understands. Because Stride, you younger than us, so you don't really understand what he's saying.
Look, man, I'm talking about as far as a man fighting for his family. Like, regardless of his tactics, it's about the fight. Like, Kanye's been dragged through the mud
being put on him by outside media
since Taylor Swift incident and his mama dying and all that. He's been saying George Bush don't like black people. Kanye's then had a target on his back for many, many years. This is over a decade that he's then had this type of issues, and he has kids now. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have rappers basically threatening him in songs, and his kids going to these type of birthday parties hearing this type of music. So I'm like, he's then been scrutinized, he's been came at, and he has a wife that now is, well, ex-wife, whatever, that's playing his own, what they want to say, his mental health against him now by doing things that's knowing he's going to react that certain way. And everybody's giving, oh, well, he's warranted in this and his behavior is this and he's doing this on his own. I'm just like, look, man, he knows that this is the only way he can beat Kim, because she's a star. He's like, well, let's see who's a bigger star. We're going to go on these platforms and we're going to see what it is. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying Kanye's tactic is right, but we've never been in shoes to be a billionaire. So we don't know how you got to move when you get into that type of position. None of us
And
do unless you got $1 billion.
and Kanye has a bad rap because obviously because of his mental past, quote unquote. So technically, people can look at certain behavior from him or certain incidents to be like, well, he's always been on da da da. Look, I agree with you 100%, Zen, where it comes to like, I don't agree with everything Kanye does, but I think he's being portrayed as someone he's not. Simple as
Exactly.
that. And it's very easy to utilize that against him because he is a black male rapper, which already that is not a good look. That's just is what it is. I don't care what anybody says. If you're a black male rapper and we're talking about legal battles, you're already on the wrong side of the motherfucking fight. And then on top of that, supposedly mental health issues, it's going to be hard for him to win. But with that being said, it doesn't take away from the fact that the battle that he's dealing with when it comes to being around his kids, et cetera, it's not right. It's not. And I'm like, it's got to show, like, if someone as rich as Kanye in the position that he's in is dealing with this, think about a regular nigga with a regular job.
It's
And I'm
even
like,
worse
that's what
because he
people
has
aren't taking
no.
away from what Kanye's doing. He's implementing, like, if I'm going through this, think about what a regular person is going through trying to fight for their kids and how hard it is.
And think about this, bro. How many people in the industry do you see even fight for their kids this hard, bro?
That's
Like,
another good
like
point,
not
too.
coming at anybody, but like, how
Great
many
point.
people have you seen saying like, "I really want to see my kids" and making it a public announcement? You feel me? You got a couple here and there, but usually really NBA stars like a PJ Washington or whatever. Like, you feel me? But it's not a rapper saying, "I want to see my kids" and making it a big old deal. You feel me? Like, he's really like, "I want to see my like." Can you please bring him to Sunday service? Can you please do this? Like you know what I mean? Like Kanye is one of the only artists I've ever seen, regardless if you're religious or not, that's putting on free communities, putting on free concerts for just people to come out and just relax for a couple hours, not worry about just other stuff, just bringing good music and good vibes to a community. I'm just like,
And
he's doing that.
that comes down to the hypocritical aspect. Same with Will, where I'm like, why are all these blue pill motherfuckers all of a sudden red pill talking about, I can't believe you defended your wife to this point? Like, it doesn't call for violence. Same thing with Kanye, where it's like, wait, everyone is talking about, oh, you're crazy, you're stalking, but he's just trying to see his kids. Like, he's not trying to be like, the only way is like, I'm not gonna let you get away from me. I want to be with you, Kim. I want, like, you got to be mine. Like, no, nigga, it's all about his kids. And it's like, in the same breath, y'all say how we, as our people, we don't want to be around our kids as fathers. But then you're seeing someone who's at a higher level and where everyone can view who's trying to be there as a father. And now this nigga is labeled as a lunatic and a stalker. It's like we can't win.
And you got to think when he made a comment, like he always deletes his post, but I was there. I was actually like on his gram when he was like people think that I get to bond with my kids. She talking about you got to take him to school the other day. He's
What does
lying, but
that
it's like
mean?
I can't bond with my kid going to school. Like they're going to school. Like I can't really ask them
As a
stuff.
kid, nigga, you ain't talking to your daddy. You just woke up. You like, nigga, the drive is 15 minutes, 20 minutes. He's dropping them off. I know the game. I'm like, I seen that. I seen the same post you're talking about where she was like, stop acting like that. You just dropped off the kids. And I saw a lot of comments where they're saying like Kanye crazy, da da da. I'm like, nigga, dropping off kids at school is 20 minutes of a 24-hour day.
And you can't even get to really ask your child what's going on in that minute of time because he's just like, I gotta go to school. I don't want to go do this. You know what I
It's
mean? Like
early. I'm young. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, daddy. Shit, let's be
exactly
real. How many of y'all had your daddy or your mommy talk to you when you
going to school.
preschool all the way up to, let's say, freshman in high school? Nigga, let's go past that. When have you ever been dropped off and had a conversation with your parents before school?
Man, my mama was hot. She had to take me to school. Why'd you miss that damn bus?
Nigga,
Like,
exactly.
damn.
So it's like, I hate seeing this because I'd be like, man, the internet is so fake. People are so fickle. We're all such, and it's the same thing. And this is what this goddamn, I don't want to even bring it to this, but it is. It's like, this is what this boxing channel is, this YouTube is built around, where it's like, why are we such fans of people to the point where we take away like sensible knowledge that directly is correlated with our own lives? It's like, because we're just regular niggas, what we experience is just, it can't be experienced by someone who's making millions and millions and everyone knows about it. It's something different. So because of that, we can judge them a certain way and blah, blah, blah. It's like, once we start being like, look, That nigga making 200 mil was dealing with the same thing a nigga making 30K is. We start being together. Then we can start having people, you know what I'm saying? We can start making some changes. But as long as we always be like, nigga, well, I'm only making 30K. He makes 2 million. So because of that, the problems he's talking about that I'm dealing with, he shouldn't have those problems because he got more money than me. No. Financial problems have nothing to do with family problems or your life problems. These are two different things, people.
Because you gotta think, a dude with 30K can have their son say "I love you" versus the dude that got 2 million. You ain't never here. Fuck you.
And I'm gonna say something right now. Come after. Salute to you, Mateos, Rayfield, niggas, Estafanos. I never seen you in here before, but I gotta talk shit. If you gonna clown and say she should have put a lace front wig on, nigga, I don't think you can say much with that goddamn profile pic. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way your lips should be red like that, nigga. Look like the goddamn YouTube signal on the bottom of that joint. This nigga's skin color is the same as that skin color as the background.
Well, you can't even just say this. Like you're gonna
you gotta say we over here talking.
But now you gotta just say this. Like you can say she could put on a lace front wig, but what if she's trying to not run away from the disease she got? What if you had cancer? Should you gonna go put on a toupee, or you gonna go put on a afro because you bald? No, you gonna like, motherfucker, I got cancer and I'm beating this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and I know he was joking. That's why I hit him back with the jokes. I'm like, I know you wasn't.
Yeah, I know he's joking too, but I'm just like, just putting it in context because I'm like, somebody could come read that and be like, ha ha ha. Like, people are trollers, man. People think trolling is life. And I'm just like, none of y'all is gonna go to environments that are uncomfortable for y'all to go troll like that.
I am Semitic African. Think about how Jada felt. I'm not Negroid. All right, so we got somebody in here who feels like because he is Semitic African, he has no Negroid in him. Look, that's not on me to tell you, bro. That's something that you're gonna have to figure out when you do your own history and all that type of stuff. So I understand. No disrespect at all. I respect what you identify as, but if you think Semitic African has no type of relationship with Negroid as you know as your background, you should do a little bit more research. Go ahead.
No, it's just people are just so funny to me. I had to make a tweet just because I'm like, everybody judging Will, right? Saying that he's not doing this and not doing that. But I'm just like, it's easy for you to comment on somebody else's BS when your BS isn't in the light. You know what I mean? Like, let's have your BS aired out and let's see how you react. Let's see if you have the whole media talking about whatever you insecure about, what you trying to hide from people, put into the light. Are you going to have that same energy? Exactly. Are you going to have that same energy? You know what I'm saying? Like, stop acting like you're God. Like, that's what I want to get from people. Like, I'm not, everybody going to judge. That's just life. But I'm like, you see me, I've always trying to correct myself, as we've gone, okay, I don't want to say, okay, because he's not doing this, that he's a bum, or because she's not doing this, or because she is doing this. You feel me? I try to understand why she's doing it and be like, well, hopefully that person can find that day where they like, I want to change this narrative about me. Because I feel like everybody has, like, that's the only thing I like about Power is that dude Diamond. Because I'm like, his whole thing is I'm trying to change a narrative that I had of my past, that I'm not that anymore.
People don't want to. They don't want to give you that benefit of the doubt because when people, especially people before you tried to make the change, see you're trying to make the change or have made the change, they're always going to remind you of who you used to be because they probably didn't make a change themselves. So they want you to be on the same level as them.
Exactly, and they're jealous that you were able. But see, that's why it's crazy. Like, even though people are so phony, like, I still be saying TMC. I still be repping what Nip said because I'm like, it was so much gems he was giving and people don't even understand. I'm like, that the marathon isn't just to your goal. The marathon is just about even yourself, changing yourself, getting yourself right. It's all like how you were saying, like, I didn't have it all figured out. Like, I just kept going. I just didn't quit. Like, I just knew, like, if I just keep putting, you know what I mean? So it's like he's showing you that, like, just because I make it look good on these tracks and how I portray myself doesn't mean that I ain't going through something internally that I, battling with myself every day. So it's just
my bad. Go ahead, my bad.
No, you good. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the marathon. It's like, Flu, when you get to your destination on some clarity or some nirvana or whatever the case may be, that's going to be on your time. It's not going to be on, you feel me? I could get to my time at 43. It might take 15 years or 16, 18 years from now for me to be like, ha, I got it now. You know what I'm saying? Or ha, this is exactly where it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I can't look at you because if you get it next year, that everything I'm doing in life is a you know, you can say quote unquote failure. And that's why I feel like that jealousy and envy comes into play, because people are envious when somebody gets something quicker than they get, and they just be like, oh man, like I can't believe he got that. Like, you feel me? Like, man, why I ain't get that? You know what I'm saying? Why he did, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then now it's just you trying to diminish somebody else's accomplishments because you're not confident enough in your own self to be like, I'm gonna get where I gonna get when I need to get it. You know, it's all gonna come. I gotta just keep working.
And all that can be referenced and actually put toward my guy Mateos Rafael's niggas Estafos, you know what I'm saying? The nigga who looked like a lemon drop, with why your lips look like the same color as the Cleveland Cavaliers jersey. Look, bruh, I understand everything you say, and even though none of it is factually correct, if whatever you got to say to make yourself feel better about yourself, I understand, brother. But at the end of the day, the only thing that you can compare is yourself. I don't give a fuck what your genetics is. I don't give a fuck what your ancestry is. I don't care what you. It has to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Lemon drop is new. Yeah, I'm different. So I'll hit you with some new shit, nigga. You got the lemon drop head, nigga. You look like the blow pop. You know what I'm saying? If it was yellow, like on everything, nigga. You look. Your head is the same. Like, you ever seen one of them aliens? You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, one of them bullshit ass aliens and had that joint with the whole, you know, it had a skinny chin and the head go big as. I'm talking shit. I'm talking shit because you talking shit. Now this shit, I look. I understand you feel the way you feel. That's good. You should always have confidence in your background, your genetics, and your race. Don't let anybody take that away. But the same way I'm telling you that, that's the same confidence I have. So you saying all this shit, you're evil like Tariq Nasheed. He called me a cupcake too. Like all that stuff you saying, I don't know. It's all fun and games to me. Danny Leah, I don't even know what that means. You on a whole nother subject. I don't even about all that stuff you saying. Like, look, I want you to be confident in who you are and your people. That's what I'll never do. I'm like, if you're Asian, Jamaican, white, be confident in your race, but never be offended when someone else is confident. And that's what I'm
But I
showing you.
just
I'm putting
say,
you on. Real quick, I'm putting this nigga on new game because you was insecure about us being confident in who we are. So that's why you feel like you had to come in here and be like, this is what I am and we're genetically better. You was insecure. You feel me? So I'm like, I never have a problem with somebody being secure in heart. Speak your shit, parade that shit, tell them why we're wrong, all that good stuff. But that's never going to change the factor when it comes to someone else. You can say all you want, but that don't make a difference to me, bro. To me, I'm still superior to your ass. You know what I'm saying? But I respect where you coming from. My bad. Go ahead, Zan.
I know, I'm just saying, just keep the energy that you have when you go on to people in person. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm like, everything he's saying right now, he'll say it to your face, and I
That's
haven't
a
seen it
fact,
time
nigga.
and time again. So it's like same with me. Like, I really don't have no fear when it comes to just speaking my mind. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, we're not trying to pop like we just gangster. It's just about being confident in ourselves to know like we're not gonna tolerate anybody just talking any craziness or just talking any flam. Like, you gonna say how you gonna say, you feel me? When you meet people in person, just keep the same energy. I don't even know
And
who that
you
is.
just you expose yourself right there. Look, ain't no woman can tell me who I am. I should have known. You know what, I'm gonna leave it alone. Respect to you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. I wish nothing but blessings and positivity towards you, my brother. And I hope you continue to feel as confident in yourself and your race as you are, because you should be. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't listen to another person to tell me about who I am and how great I can be and where I can go. You see what I'm saying? So I understand you putting out comments where you listen to other people rather than saying something that's coming from your own soul. That shows me kind of where you know what I'm saying, your mindset is, and you know what type of time you on. So it's okay, man. One day you're gonna learn. You're gonna be able to figure out when it comes to this life. You the only motherfucker that's gonna be able to make the decisions. You the only person that's gonna be, you know, responsible for whatever decision you make and the consequences. So hopefully one day, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to realize that, or maybe you won't, and you always just be at the bottom of the barrel. Either way, God bless you, brother. Nothing but love. Because I could see he's
He's just a
trolling out.
troller.
But yeah, I know. But I want him to keep
Yeah.
dropping the comments because I'm like, if we got a troll like that, that means people are looking out for us. So I love it. So appreciate you, Matthias. So anything you else you want to say to the people, Zen? How you feeling?
I just feel like, man, no matter the religion you are, no matter if you believe in a religion, man, don't feel like you better than somebody because of what you feel me. Because I'm like, everybody got something one up on somebody somewhere in the world, man. Whether it's money, whether it's knowledge, whether it's, you feel me, I don't know, the position they're in, whether it's just their peace of mind. Like, somebody has an one up on you somewhere, so don't feel like that you just the best walking. You know what I mean? Always feel like you can open your brain to somebody else speaking to you, and not feel like, oh, because this or that, you know what I mean? Like, I'm too good or you're beneath, you know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, I could go on the street and give, I don't like to call them bums, but the lost of people, you know what I'm saying? The lost people out here. I could go give somebody $5 and he'd be like, you know what, young man? Just say something to me, you know what I mean? Because don't be think because somebody is lost on these streets that they wasn't at one time in their right mind, or they, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that you just because you're better than them, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they just, I don't want to say gave up, but it's just like, you know what, I
Something
can't.
happened they don't know how to recover from. They just was never taught
Exactly.
to. That's what this whole
Exactly.
world is being having knowledge and knowing how to maneuver in a certain way. And if you're not given that knowledge, then you can think you're moving the right way, but really you can be nigga Big Baby Miller. Y'all go check out that video I did last week. Nigga was at the top of his motherfucking game at my age, about to make the biggest payday. Now he's 34, excuse me, 32, 33, and he broke. But he's working his way back up. So it comes down to like, you never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? I'll agree with that, Matoya, saying you live in the white man's patriarch, but that has nothing to do with who I am. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to keep, and it almost makes me be like, man, we should do like certain uh topic headlines or whatever to bring these type of people in it, because I'm like, you have a guy who's saying all these different things and then talking about his opinion, but one of your main references was from a woman who was black and African American. So that right there is a hypocrisy right there. I'm like, right, that right there is a contradiction. How are we going to say, oh, I'm gonna tell you what a black man is, but I'm getting it from a black woman? That doesn't make
And
any
you
sense.
and I know black women that said that they can't even raise a man. A man has to raise a man. That's been evident.
Shit, I would. Shit, if she would give us time, but she too big of a YouTube. I would love to do that, nigga. That would blow our YouTube channel up. We was able to get her on this joint.
Hey, make it happen,
I
Mateo. We
know.
got
Yeah. It seemed like
make
you a
it
big fan
happen.
of him. Tell him about us, Mateos, Rafael, Negas, Estefanos. Let them know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I'm positive. Cynthia G has black. All right, I'm you trolling now. But tell them about us, man. Maybe Cynthia G will come on, but no, I completely agree with you, like to the 100%, man. And some of these trolling ass comments we're getting from Mateo's the same thing. I hope, nigga, you're not the motherfucker in the profile pic. Because if you the motherfucker in the profile pic, I know you ain't getting no type of this nigga look like when you do the emoji, my nigga, like the
And they're
yellow
like this.
emoji with the red lips. Yeah. This nigga don't even look human. This nigga look like an emoji.
Oh my god,
But
boy.
hey, you got. I'm like, we've been going for a little bit. I can keep going, but I'm like, it's getting late over on my side, so
Yeah.
um, I don't want to go too crazy late. So, you got anything you want to say to people before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. Just have a great week, man. And just try to, keep that negativity away from you and try to keep as much positive energy, man. Because people will try to drain you of your energy just because they don't have none themselves. So go ahead and
Same
try to
here.
protect your energy at all costs, man.
And always, and not only will they try and drain, but even if they're not purposely trying to drain, you have to realize if someone's energy is a lot lower than yours and you allow it around you, it can affect you if you have a certain type of connection with them. So just be careful of that as well. You never know exactly what effect you can get from a person until after they're gone. So just be careful, be aware. Nothing but love to the people, man. I appreciate everyone who's came up in here today. Part of it, obviously, we got a topic that's viral and type shit. So I know that's why we got a lot of random motherfuckers up in here like Matthias. Matthias, I hope you subscribe to the channel, man. I would love for you to subscribe because I would love to get you in here in the chat. You know what I'm saying? When we got our OGs in here like Lost One and It's Snipers. I would love for them to talk to you because they would enjoy. You'll have a lot of fun when we got the OGs in the chat. And you could, you could troll us, and trust me, you have a lot more reaction and stuff from our, our OGs of the family members and stuff. But I appreciate you, Matthias. We ain't got no animosity, man. It's nothing but love here, nigga. You can't. So hopefully you subscribe to the channel. Anybody else who's up in here, they're not part of the family, you guys subscribe to the channel afterward. Hopefully you guys enjoy our different take on Will Smith, putting them dangs on Chris Rock, man. Nothing but love. If you guys watch this afterwards, hit the subscribe button, notification gang, comment below, even if it's on some troll shit like Mateo's. Just, what I'm saying, get us an algorithm. It's nothing but love when it comes over here. We don't give a fuck about none of y'all, except if y'all family. If y'all family, we love y'all. If y'all not, it's nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to be out of here. Salute to the people. Hopefully you guys join the next stream, because we're going to be back very, very soon. The goal is Wednesday. And then to see us again, if it's not before Fluence Lounge, maybe Friday, but for sure you're going to see us again for Fluence Lounge. Not sure what fights we're going to watch, but we'll maybe give y'all something for like an hour if it's not entertaining for the most part. But we're out of here. Love y'all. Enjoy y'all night. Anything you want to tell the people as we're getting out of here and I'm hitting the end button? Nothing. All right, we're out. Love y'all. And salute to Pia. The